My friends, when you focus on what you did well or what worked first, don't go to the negative, what didn't work, go to what worked. When you do that first, you're training your brain. You're training your brain to leverage the positives in every single situation in your life. Hi, I'm Jay, a certified life coach and former educator who believes that rediscovering ourselves takes just a little bit of courage. This show is focused on helping you develop the mindset and the courage to regain your confidence, to redefine yourself, and to reimagine your life, one episode at a time. Well, hello, my positivity posse. What's shaking? How have you been? I can't believe that we're almost to the end of March. Yeah, sure, I'm a little bummed, and I'm also a little excited because April means baseball is almost back. And in 2 weeks, I'll be in Los Angeles for a fantasy baseball draft. Yep. I absolutely love fantasy baseball. The truth be told, I love fantasy sports. I love sports in general. But this fantasy baseball trip, and it is something that I look forward to, just like the Vegas trip I talked a couple of shows ago about. It's a different group of folks, but I really enjoy this trip because it's one that moves around the country each year. And this year, we find ourselves on the West Coast, which means I get to spend a little bit of quality time with my brother. I get to catch up with some former students. And most importantly, I get to watch a little bit of baseball. Which brings me to today's topic, the truth about mistakes. Are you ready for that? Are you sure? All right, let's dive in. In today's episode, I'm going to be using baseball as a way to convey how we can change our thoughts about our mistakes, and whether you love baseball, whether you like it, or whether you have never ever understood what the appeal is of this pastime, you'll find something from today's episode to help you on your journey. I promise. So stick with me. Okay. In baseball, whether you know this or not, hold on for a moment. There are 162 games in a season. If you're an everyday player, you'll play anywhere from about 135 to 155 games during the season. And in doing so, you'll get to hit. Well, you'll get to have a chance to hit or an at-bat somewhere in the neighborhood of around 520 times or so. Now, one of the best hitters last year played in 161 games and had 604 at-bats. Now, that player only hit 188 times. Like, got a base hit, was successful, single, double, triple, home run, whatever it was, 188 times. That's 188 times out of 604 chances, which means he failed or made a mistake 416 times. Think about it. How much would you beat yourself up if over the course of a year at your job, in your life, you made 416 mistakes? You'd be in your head. You'd be totally in your head. You'd be wondering if you were even cut out for the job that you have, or cut out to be in the relationship that you were in, or you'd probably consider yourself a failure as a parent. Whatever context you jumped on there, whatever context you have in your head, whatever you choose to put in, you'd be down on yourself, right? You'd be straight up putting yourself down. Now, do you think that baseball player gets down on himself? Nope, not at all. It's his job to improve his performance. And my friends, it's your job to improve your performance as well. Now, the baseball player, he takes time to review the film. He goes back, he reviews his mistakes, he sees what he could do better, he sees what he could do differently, he sees how he might improve the next time he faces that pitcher. He does the work to learn from his mistakes. So, why am I using such an exaggerated example for you today? It's so you can realize that you make far fewer mistakes during the year than baseball players, and B, that you can actually learn from your mistakes. I know we hear it all the time. Oh, you got to learn from your mistakes. Well, what does that mean? How do you learn from your mistakes? How do we make that work? If you don't know where to start or where to begin, that's where today's episode comes in. So here's what I want you to do. For the next week, 7 days, that's it. Keep it short and simple for the next week. Everything you do, I want you to examine it with an eye toward how you could improve. This means you need to evaluate every situation, every presentation, every conversation, every interaction, every thought, outcome, and belief you have about yourself and what you're doing, what you're thinking. Okay? And here's how. Here's how you're going to do that. And this is what's been working for me. You're going to say to yourself, anytime you have any sort of situation, you're going to say, what worked? What didn't work? And what would you do differently the next time? Okay, I'll say it again. What worked? What didn't work? And what would you do differently the next time? My friends, when you focus on what you did well or what worked first, don't go to the negative, what didn't work. Go to what worked. When you do that first, you're training your brain. You're training your brain to leverage the positives in every single situation in your life. Even the most crappiest of days has a positive, has something that went well. It's just clouded by your view. Okay? So focus on the positive. And when you do that, when you focus on the positive, you're training your brain to focus on the positive. What worked? What worked? Okay? And this will help you to better intuit positive thinking in the future. So first, what worked? Then, and only then, okay? Then and only then can you examine what didn't work. And let me tell you, it's okay to do this. It's okay to take a look at what didn't work, but it shouldn't be your focus. And you should only do it after you've looked at what worked. Because when you go to the positive first, the negative will have a less impact on you. It becomes a lesser part of your thinking. It's a lesser part of interrupting your positive thoughts. We still want to examine them, but you do it secondly. Okay, and then finally, take a look at how you would approach the situation differently next time. Just say to yourself, if I had to do it all over again, what would I do next time? How would I use what I've learned to make a different choice in the future? When you use this strategy, okay, you're just like that baseball player. You're using the tape, you're going to the review, you're examining how to better yourself for the next opportunity, for the next at bat, for the next chance to get a hit. And when you leverage what you learn for the future, this is how you make fewer mistakes the next time. And it's not a process where you're going to stop making mistakes. We all do, because every single time we move forward in life, we have new things thrown at us, like a brand new pitch or a new pitcher that we haven't seen before. Something new. We have to recalibrate. We have to adjust. Okay, but here's the bottom line. The plain truth about mistakes is that the more you accept them as part of life, the more you realize you can learn from them, the less you'll make. Yeah, I said it. The less you'll make. You won't stop making mistakes, but you'll make fewer of them. I know. Mind blown, right? Absolutely mind blown. How could that possibly even be true? Well, let me tell you. I'm living proof that it's true. That when you take the time to evaluate what you do, what you say, and more importantly, what you think specifically about yourself and everything in your life, the better off you'll be. If you still don't believe me, give it a try. Press pause. In a moment, press pause. And this is what I want you to do. Just take a moment right now. Think about something that happened to you recently and just run through the what worked, what didn't work, and what would you do differently next time. All right, press pause. I'll be here waiting for you. Okay, welcome back. How did it go? Can you see the power of this tool? Can you imagine how useful this will be the next time you think you made a mistake? Can you see how powerful this will be if you use it to evaluate everything in your life? And I would encourage you, really, honestly, to do it all of the time. Evaluate everything, not just when you faltered, not just when you think you've made a mistake, not when you think you've done something poorly. Evaluate everything. Do it when you had a big event. Do it when you had a big win, a small victory, an amazing victory, like whatever it is, even the tiniest progression forward. Do the evaluation. What worked? What didn't work? What would I do differently next time? The more you evaluate yourself, my friends, the more you will become the best possible version of yourself. It's as simple as that. And I know I say that here on the podcast all the time. Oh, it's simple. It is simple. And you have to do the work. You have to do the work of changing your thoughts, changing your beliefs, because that's the only way you're going to change the results in your life. All right, my friends, that's a wrap on another episode of Positivity of Fire. If you want to learn more about how you can actually learn from your mistakes, how you can learn from your miscues, how you can become a better person by doing this evaluation, this work, drop me a line, coaching@jasonramsden.com. I'd love to hear from you. And please remember, as always, your gift of time listening to this show means the world to me. It really does. And as always, be well, be happy, be you. And until the next time, may your quest for positivity begin today. Hey, Positivity Posse. If you're ready to coach yourself, I invite you to download my free workbook, 7 Steps to Regain, Redefine, and Reimagine Your Life. Head over to www.jasonramsden.com/my-links and click on the download link at the top of the page. It's that simple. And hey, if you're interested in working with me as your own personal life coach, visit jasonramsden.com and click Get Started in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. I hope to talk to you soon. Until then, have an amazing day. Positivity on Fire is a production of Impact One Media LLC. All rights reserved.